Go to the 6th inning here tonight. 5-0. Spinners lined up the middle. It's a leadoff base knock. David Pengel, and the Sea Unicorns have the leadoff man on. Underway in the 6th inning, Norwich and Lowell. We're joined by the general manager of the Lowell Spinners, Tim Bauman. Thanks so much for coming into the broadcast booth with me. Talk a little Spinners baseball. Great to have baseball back in the summer, and Lowell Spinners back. I know no longer the affiliated days, but how much fun is it for you to see baseball back here at LELACHEUR Park in the summer?
Well, I mean, it's a blast for me because I was here from 2004 through 2015, and I remember when Norwich was in the league, the Tigers, back when I was in the league. So it's cool to come back because I left for 10 years. The previous owner sold the franchise, and when he sold it, I wanted to do something else, and I went to Indiana. I worked for the Pacers for 10 years and never thought I would be back. But to come back and try to rekindle some of the magic that we had here with Norwich in the league and Vermont in the league is pretty special.
Certainly been a special run for your group. Second in the Futures League in fan attendance here at home. How much fun is it to see this ballpark fill up every night you guys have a home game and to see their support of this ball team?
Yeah, you know, it's interesting, because I was here when we sold every game out for 10 years in a row. So we had a streak of 413 games in a row of selling games out. And so on a Monday night in July, there were 5,000 people here. So that's what I remember of this franchise. That's what I want us to get back to. I mean, what's the reality of that? It's probably never going to happen. But I want to get to the point where we've got, 5,000 on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And if we can get our weekdays, Monday through Thursdays, 1,000, 1,500, I'll be really happy.
The support has certainly been great, but your front office, too, has been a big part in bringing that back. And to see your players out in the community, how much has that emphasis been on the community relations side?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because community support or involvement is one of my favorite things to do. You have to be involved in the community that you're in and be a part of it and not just, hey, look, we're here, come support us. You've got to be out there at golf tournaments, and there was the folk festival here this weekend, and I love that. That's one of my things I'm most passionate about after all these years is getting out there, taking the mascot out. Our clubhouse manager's Dill, the dog man, and people love him. So the more we can get out in the community, the better. And one of our challenges was we announced this team right around Thanksgiving, and we really didn't get up and get running until January. In fact, I was still in Indiana. I didn't even get here until really the first week in April. So it was a really short runway for us. And now we're going to have some time here in the offseason to really do some of the things you're talking about.
Yeah, no doubt about that. How much fun was it for you to get that call to come back to Lowell, going to Indiana for the time that you did? Yeah. And I know you said you never thought this would be a reality, but here we are at the end of July, the first season of Spinners baseball. It's hard to imagine we're getting down to the wire, but for you to see all this come to fruition.
It's special. I was with the Pacers and I was doing some consulting work, and Mark Deschaines, who's our principal owner, called me and said, hey, I don't know if you heard, but the Futures League is going to go into Lowell, and there are a couple of parties that are going to bid on putting the team there. Would you come back and help us? And that's really where the conversation started. I was just going to come back and be a part of the presentation to the Futures League. And, we made the presentation in October, and we won the bid. And I was on a plane the very next day to fly home, and Mark said, hey, before you get on the plane, let's have breakfast. And when you hear those kind of conversations, you're thinking, okay, where's he going with this? And then he said, hey, what do you think about coming back? And I said, truthfully, I never thought about it, but if we can make things work, I would love to. This is home. I mean, I spent 12 years here. My kids grew up here. They grew up at the ballpark, and it's just a special place.
Norwich has something going here in this 6th inning against Schmoller, who's been lights out. That's back up the middle. That's going to get out to center field. Pengel's going to get the wave from third. That throw coming in is cut off by Biller. RBI base hit delivered Jackson Powers. And Norwich is on the board for the first time today against Hayden Schmoller, who has delivered a couple of hits this inning, and Norwich trying to get back in the ballgame. It's 5-1. Kevin Graber named the manager for your team, brings a wealth of baseball experience, won a AA South Division championship with the Tennessee Smokies. What has his baseball knowledge and his leadership meant to the organization?
Oh, it's tremendous. He's a first-class human being. He always has so much energy and so much passion to be here and to teach kids. But you know, when you put this thing together in the short time frame we did, to be able to find somebody that was a double-A manager and won a championship, as you said, to come in and run this and teach the kids is pretty special for us in the front office, and even more so for the players. I mean, you know, you've been in this league for a while.
That's on the ground. This double play ball, it is going to be turned, started by Schmoller, and it's finished off by the shortstop, Kerr to first, and Biller able to turn that 1-6-3 double play. So a big double play ball started by Schmoller. 2 outs, runner on at third is Noe. It'll bring up the red-hot bat of C.J. Nolan. Well, base stealing has certainly been your guys' thing this summer, and I know that he was part of an offensive coordinator and really worked base stealing and running the bases in the Cubs minor league system. He has instituted that this summer in Lowell. How special is that for these players to get that firsthand experience and knowledge before they go back to their college program?
It is special. Again, a lot, and you know, this league, some of these kids they're high school seniors that graduated, and their first year is going to be in college coming up here in August and September. And now you've got a guy that managed in the Chicago Cubs organization, won a championship, and he's teaching you base running, and you're having success at it. That's what we want to do here. We just want to build a first-class operation like Lee and you guys have done in Norwich, and CJ, who's a really good friend of mine up in Vermont, has done. And, you know, it starts with Kevin, to have him and leading this franchise and watching him teach the kids his base stealing expertise is pretty fun.
No doubt about that. How about this ballpark, LeLACHEUR Park? Speak a little bit about your relationship you guys have built with UMASS Lowell and the Riverhawks, and they send you guys players from their Division I program, but to use this facility and call this place home.
Yeah, we've got a nice relationship with Nick Barisi. We share office space with him, and it's fun to have a partnership with those guys as you kind of come together.
Hayden Schmoller has a looking strikeout of C.J. Nolan. 6 innings. He's been sharp tonight for Lowell. They're on top 5-1. We'll have Tim stick around one more half inning. We'll chat a little bit more baseball back in the summertime and the Mill City. Spinners lead the ball game 5-1. Sea Unicorns baseball is streaming live on YouTube, SNSN Sports, and the Futures League Network.
Huge shout out to Bacchus Hospital for partnering with Griswold Middle School to give 8th grade students an unforgettable hands-on experience through Dare to Care. Students explored the critical care unit, emergency department, Lifestar helicopter, and American ambulance while taking part in interactive safety activities like impairment goggles and stop the bleed training. These real-world lessons are helping empower our youth to make safe, healthy decisions and learn valuable life-saving skills. From all of us at Griswold Pride, thank you to the doctors, nurses, first responders, and staff who made this incredible day possible. Together, we're building a safer and stronger community.
Jewett City Savings Bank gives you 2 ways to pay for purchases, while also keeping your accounts and your money secure. Use our contactless debit card or add the card to the mobile wallet on your phone. Both give you a fast, safe, and easy way to check out. To learn more, stop by one of our offices in Eastern Connecticut or visit jcsbank.com. Jewett City Savings Bank, member FDIC.
Head to the home half of the 6th inning. It's 5-1, Spinners on top. Pitching change being made by Zach Gitcher. They'll hand it over to the Eastern Connecticut State Product season debut, Will Greger, added to the roster this week. And he is greeted by Spencer Warfield, Fullerton, California local, playing his college baseball at USC Upstate. How about this pickup? Warfield out of Fullerton, California. You know that is a hotbed for baseball. He put one off the scoreboard a couple of weeks ago, but to get this kind of talent in Lowell, what have those additions meant to the ball club?
Yeah, we were at a disadvantage in having not announced the franchise and really got up and got running until January. And most of the teams in the league had already set most of their rosters, so it was difficult for us to kind of put the pieces together. And unfortunately, it kind of shows in our record. But to be able to get a young man like him late in the season has been a huge lift for us. And our goal is we want the kids that played here this year to go back to school and say, man, I had a great time last year in the Futures League, and I really want to go back and spread the word. Like, people want to play in Norwich. I mean, my goodness, that's a former AA ballpark.
Yeah, no.
I mean, and Vermont, they have 5,000 people a night. This is just a great league, and I don't know if you know this or not, but when I was here originally with the franchise, we started the Futures League, and so when we owned the Lowell Spinners, there used to be a New England Collegiate Baseball League team here called the Lowell All-Americans, and we actually tried to buy that team and become part of the NECBL. And, but we used to do some crazy stuff back in the day. We shot a guy out of a cannon. We called it the first human home run. We popped bubble wrap and stopped the game. We just did all. So anyway, the New England Collegiate Baseball League is, nope, we're all about baseball. We don't want you to bring that carnival act to our league. And so we said, we'll start our own league then. And we got together with Chris Carminucci. Chris is a head scout with the Arizona Diamondbacks. And Chris Hall, who's in Chelmsford, was our original commissioner. And I lived in Nashua, and for the folks in Norwich listening, is 15 miles up the road here. So I lived in Nashua, and there's a ballpark up there, and I used to drive by it every morning. I dropped my kids off at middle school, and I thought, we got to put something in that ballpark. And that's how it happened. We started the league. We used to own and operate the Nashua franchise, and now it's full circle. It's just pretty cool.
Silver Knights hosting that All-Star game in 2026. That was last week. Warfield draws a leadoff walk against the new right arm in the ball game for Norwich, Will Gregor. So the leadoff man reaching. It'll bring up this man right here, Brett Gallo. He was the All-Star Game MVP. He was a late ad. How much fun was it to see the All-Star Game hosted in Nashua? Maybe that's something you bring to LeLACHEUR Park in the very near future, but your own guy bringing home MVP accolades.
Amazing, especially the way it turned out, right? Because there were some teams...
Almost dropped an MVP bunt if that stayed fair.
Yeah. There were some teams in the league that did not want to send their players because there was a rain out. And, look, you guys are in a playoff rush, and some of the other teams were too. That's how Brett got added, because they needed bodies. Yeah. And then for him to step in and have the game-winning hit was pretty cool.
No doubt about that. Count is no balls and a strike. Brett Gallo hitting. Aboard is Warfield, and he runs well. A real five-tool player. Aboard the base pass for Kevin Graber's side. Trying to have that first steal of the night. Showing bunt again is Gallo, and creeping up is Jones. Cuts and misses. There goes the base runner Warfield. So he has second base easily. Catcher's indifference of Miller holding onto the ball. You spoke about the ballparks around the Futures League. Really gives you that minor league baseball feel to play in those parks and to play 6 days a week.
That was our goal when we founded the league, back in 2011. We wanted to bring a minor league baseball.
That's socked down the left field line, just foul.
We wanted to bring a minor league baseball experience to New England Collegiate Baseball. You've got the Cape Cod League, and that's all about baseball, and those are all the top talent. New England Collegiate Baseball League is pretty much all about baseball. We just saw an opening that you've got these beautiful ballparks in New England that are empty that used to have either independent league teams or minor league teams. Why don't we put these teams in these beautiful ballparks, and let's run it like it's a minor league franchise? And to see the league still around after all these years is pretty gratifying. When we were in Nashua and we announced that we were going to put a team there, in the history of Nashua, you've been in the game a long time. It was a minor league team a long time ago, and then it was an independent league team. It was in the Can-Am League, it was in the American League, and the American Atlantic League, and nothing ever worked there. And then when we announced we were going to put the Nashville Silver Knights up there, we did a name the team contest.
This is in the air. It is drilled out to the left center field alley. That is going to go off the base of the wall. Warfield will score easily, and the stop sign at second. A big knock off the bat of Brett Gallo, and he just continues to mash. It is 6-1 Lowell. Socked out to the left center field alley, and the Spinners are hitting the cover off the baseball tonight.
We just never know what we're going to get when we play you guys. I mean, you mercy ruled us a couple of nights ago, and then tonight we're swinging the bats. That's a great thing about this league. But when we did the Name the Team competition up in Nashua, we actually had fans write in that said we should name ourselves the Short Timers because we're not going to be there very long.
Wow.
But that was the history of baseball in Nashua. It just did not work.
They lead the Futures League in championships.
They're still around. Yeah, we won my first 2 years, and then we won the year I left. And, yeah, it's pretty cool.
For this league to be a collegiate summer ball league and more players continue to be drafted. A little fizzler out to short right field, handled by Nolan. Bratspis is set down, 2 outs. It'll bring up Quincy Kerr to the plate. Unicorns trying to navigate a fruitful 6th inning for Lowell on top. 6-1 here today. Quincy Kerr will dig in. And now some players making their Major League Baseball debuts, over 30 now. And players continue to be drafted out of the Futures League. The Lake Monsters had their right-hander selected in the 2nd round by Atlanta. How exciting is that as you guys continue to build the program here in Lowell? To have opportunities with affiliated baseball teams.
It is, because some of these kids never would have had an opportunity to play in New England. And the name of the league really is the New England. It's the Futures Collegiate Baseball League of New England. And the concept was there are kids in New England that don't get to play summer ball. And so let's give them an opportunity to play summer ball in New England. And it started out, it was largely a Division III and a Division II league. But now there's so much. Ben Rice. I mean, my goodness. Does it get any better than that?
It does not get any better than that.
I mean, he played in this league. So, yeah, it's really cool. In Vermont, I mean, I don't know what round Ben was drafted in, but Vermont had a kid in the 2nd round. He's got to be one of the highest draft picks ever from this league.
Yeah, we had a guy, Kalen Culpepper, drafted in the 1st round in 2024 by Minnesota, and we're hoping he makes his MLB debut in the near future. Certainly a lot of fun. We had a reliever signed as a free agent by San Diego this year who called his name. So it just speaks to the talent that continues to come into the Futures League. But for you guys here in Lowell, what's next for you guys as you think about year 2 in 2027?
Yeah, we need to build on things. Again, we put this together so quickly that there's a lot of things that we need to fix and get right. And then we need to, plant our foot in the community. And we didn't get it to do that initially because we didn't get going soon enough. But, and our goal is to continue to provide entertainment. I always say my motto is always opening night is every night is opening night because there's somebody here tonight that couldn't come on the official opening night.
Right.
So we should have the same energy and the same promotions and the same entertainment that somebody got on the official opening night. So we just want to continue to improve that. We want people to come out to the ballpark and have fun. One of my favorite things to do is at the end of the night is stand down at the front gate when people are leaving and ask the little kids, what was your favorite part tonight? And invariably I get so many different answers. It was the face painting. It was the train ride. It was the swampland. It was dancing on the field. And then I rarely get baseball.
Yeah. Because
we want to be entertained. And then, by the way, there's a game going on too.
I know Johnny Damon has been a big part of bringing baseball back here. This is in the air. That's going to get down into center field. The wave at third. This is going to produce another run. Gallo storming to the plate. That's going to leak to the backstop. It's handled by Miller. RBI knock from the leadoff man, Marco Zerpolo. 3-hit day for him. And the train has left the station here in the bottom of the 6th. Spinners on top 7-1. Now 10 hits in the ball game. And here is the Norwich manager, Zach Itcher. So a rude awakening for Will Greger making his Futures League debut. The bats have gone booming tonight, and Lowell lead the ball game now 7-1. Infield will huddle, and you're speaking about every night, opening night. Jonathan Papelbon came here, and I know you were down on the field for that moment. Just talk about the energy at the ballpark when you see Johnny Damon take the microphone, and then you see Jonathan Papelbon.
I think that's where we're blessed with Mark Deschaines and the relationships that he has. Mark, for those of you that are listening and watching at home, Mark Deschaines, our principal owner, played 13 years professionally. He was at one time a Rule 5 draft pick for the Dodgers. pitched a lot of years in AAA, pitched for the Pawtucket Red Sox. So he developed a lot of relationships in his career, and he's such a likable human being. He's maintained those relationships. So one of the first calls he made was to Johnny Damon when Mark knew that he got the franchise, and Johnny was like, you know what, I've been out of baseball for 10 years. This is exactly what I need. I want to be involved. And he's passionate. You know, I don't know if you've seen him when he was up here, but he loves it. Papelbon played here. His little brother played here. And for him to be able to come back was special for him, too. He retired his name. He's hanging on the press box and in the Spinners Hall of Fame. That stuff's cool. Johnny didn't play here, but Pat played here. And the fact that he had such a memorable time when he played here, that he wanted to come back and he had a good relationship with Mark, is pretty special.
For fans who have not been to LeLACHEUR Park, it is certainly one you have to get out to if you're in New England. Maybe some different parts of the ballpark that are most exciting for you, or you feel like is a big part of the fan experience here?
Yeah, for me it has to be, I've been at this almost 40 years, and for me, I feel like I'm in the entertainment business, because the reality of it is not everybody wants to come out and spend 3 hours watching a baseball game. And our primary market, and for most of the teams, is families. And I raised my kids at the ballpark. They're adults now, but they're not going to sit in the seats for 2.5 or 3 hours and have a good time. They want to have stuff to do. And for us to really build the market, you have to appeal to kids. And most kids are not going to sit for 3 hours and watch a game. They want to know what else is there that I can do. I can get my face painted. I can ride the train. I don't know if you've seen our train that rides around the warning track before the game starts. We call it the LeLACHEUR locomotive. Or they can go down to the kids zone with a bounce house and with a giant slide and all of that other stuff. So unless you can appeal to them,
right,
you're in trouble, because they're not going to want to come back. But you know, the goal is they have a good enough time, they go home. When can we go back? That's what we're trying to do.
Little Leagues are certainly a big part of it for us in Norwich, and having the local Little Leagues come out. And I would imagine that is the same case in Lowell, and contacting the local Little Leagues to give them a great experience. We have a player on our team that played at one of the local Little Leagues in the area, and we had his Little League come out, and certainly special for those guys. Pitching change for Norwich is John Vieira-Diaz, the right-hander, commit to Eastern Connecticut State, 91-93 on his fastball. Make his third appearance out of the Norwich bullpen, his 10th appearance overall this summer. And he is greeted by Jack Steed. A couple of men on. Snap throw to first. The tag, it is in time. So there is 2 outs in the inning. Picked off is Zerpolo. Second time he's been caught stealing. Good arm over there by Bryce Miller. And there are 2 outs as Jack Steed bats in a no ball, 1 strike count. And you're talking about every night is opening night here at LeLACHEUR Park. And I love that motto, because you never know which fan is coming to the ballpark for the first time. But the access to the players, I'm sure, is a big part of it. They're always clamoring for autographs. And, that's a big part of it, and arguably tougher to do that at the affiliated baseball level, for sure, in the major leagues, and to have that draw and appeal to that as well. How important is that?
It's huge. If you look down by our dugout right now, you see the kids lining up, leaning over, trying to get autographs. That's part of it. What was your favorite part tonight? I got all these autographs. Look at the ball. Look at my hat. Look at my T-shirt. And that's just really cool, a good experience for kids to be able to have that. And the cool thing, you mentioned the Little Leagues, right? I mean, there are kids that are playing Little League baseball right now that could play for Norwich or could play for Lowell.
No doubt about that. That is the exciting part. Tim, we thank you so much for spending some time with me in the broadcast booth. A good night for the Spinners. Lead the ball game 7-1. We go to the 7th inning here tonight. Sea Unicorns baseball is streaming live on YouTube, SNSN Sports, and on the Futures League Network. Unicorn fans, ready to rep your Norwich Sea Unicorns? Dive into the point-of-sale team store. From hats and jerseys to gear that covers every base, show your Sea Unicorn spirit and style. From ballpark essentials to unique souvenirs, there's something for every fan in the pod. Stop by during any home game or shop anytime at seaunicorns.milbstore.com. That's seaunicorns.milbstore.com. The point-of-sale team store has you covered all season long. Go to the 7th inning here tonight. Spinners lead the ball game by a 7-1 score. Jean-Vier Diaz recording the final couple of outs. Got the fly ball to right field, and it retired Jack Quigley. Due up for Norwich, J.P. Cusick. Unicorns trail by 6 on a Tuesday night at LeLACHEUR Park. There is a new arm in this ball game for Lowell as Hayden Schmoller's night comes to an end. Made it 6 innings, allowed 1 earned run on 3 hits. Here's the pitch home. That is on the ground, handled over there at third base by Kerr. He'll send it across the diamond. There is 1 out. So on 1 pitch, 1 gone here in this Norwich 7th inning. Cusick is retired. We'll bring up Tyler Jones. The new arm is Francis Comu as he takes care of Cusick on 1 pitch, 5-3 on the ground out. Jones today has a base hit. He's also grounded out to Quincy Kerr. A real complete effort for the Spinners, and give them credit. They have gotten the hits when they've needed them. And real effective start from Schmoller. Maybe his best of the summer. Overthrown fastball upstairs. And the right-handed hitting Tyler Jones. Well, if Norwich is going to have a comeback effort tonight, it's going to have to come in the later innings. Norwich nearly overcame a 4-run deficit on Saturday night against the New Britain Bees. They did overcome a 5-1 deficit against the Spinners a few weeks ago. Here's the 1-0. That's inside, and it got Jones. So Tyler Jones has been plunked now a couple of times this summer as Como runs inside with the heater. So it's a 1-out base runner, and it's the 2nd time today a Norwich batter has been hit by the pitch. It'll bring up Jacob Snyder. Fans, Griswold Pride. Pride stands for the partnership to reduce the influence of drugs for everyone. Check out their Facebook page for information. That's Griswold Pride. We're in the top of the 7th inning. 7-1 Spinners on top. There's 1 out. That is blocked back there by Gallo. 1-0 on Snyder. He's batting from the left side. Commit to Rutgers. And Norwich hoping to string something together in the late innings against the Spinners bullpen. After 6 strong innings, there goes Jones. The throw from Gallo on the backhand side of the shortstop Steed. And the tag on time. It erases Jones. He's caught stealing. And there is 2 outs. Boy, the base running game has really been condensed for Norwich. They have really struggled to swipe bags as of late, and the Unicorns have now been caught stealing a league-leading 28 times. So 2 gone. It's 2-0 on Snyder. Como, the pitcher, right-hander, bouncing ball, headed up the middle. It's past the glove of the second baseman, Bratspis, and Jacob Snyder is on. 2-out base hit up the middle, just the 4th hit of the ball game. And a man on for Bryce Miller. Nice, simple and compact swing. And he has been praised by the Norwich coaching staff for his approach at the plate. And that time he delivers a 2-out knock, with Jones being picked off. And there's just a man on at Snyder. Righty offering home from Como's fastball upstairs. Como playing his college baseball at Franklin Pierce. This is his 2nd appearance. Went 2/3 of an inning in his season debut. That was back on and there's a cut and a miss from Miller, strike 2. That was back on July 23rd against Vermont. That was that Nessing game that was aired here against Vermont, the Spinners. The right-hander is set. Como looking in for the sign. Is 2-1 pitch. That's down Main Street, 2-2 on Bryce Miller. He's been hit by the pitch and struck out. Count is 2 balls and a strike. Aboard at first is Jacob Snyder. Diaz expected to take the mound in the home half of the 7th inning when Lowell comes to the plate on 2-2. Downstairs, 3-2. Count running full. Norwich trailing by 6. It's 7-1 for the home side here tonight. And they produced 5 runs over their last 3 innings at the plate. Full count on Miller. Snyder will be on the move on the pitch. Right-hander kicks and deals. There goes Snyder. That is taken on the outside corner. And Miller sent packing. Second time he's been struck out tonight. And it is a clean 7th inning for Como. It's stretch time in Lowell. Spinners lead the ball game 7-1. Sea Unicorns baseball is streaming live on YouTube, SNSN Sports, and the Futures League Network.
Dinosaur Place is roaring fun for all ages. Have you ever driven by the Big Dino on Route 85 in Montville, Connecticut? Stop in and check out what's behind the fences. Jurassic adventures await you. The Dinosaur Place is the largest dinosaur-themed family fun park in New England. A lot of value for one-of-a-kind attractions. Over 100 life-size dinosaurs, nature trails, and playscapes. Visit our popular T-Rex Tower and zero-depth dino-themed splash pad. Plan your next adventure. Go to thedinosaurplace.com.
Looking for the perfect shed? Come to SCR Structures and Sheds in North Franklin. Whether you're buying or renting to own, we've got you covered with 90 days, same as cash, and guaranteed price matching on any competitor's advertised shed of the same quality. That's scr-structures.com. That's SCR Structures and Sheds, built right, priced right here in North Franklin. scr-structures.com.
Go to the bottom of the 7th inning tonight in Lowell. Spinners lead the ball game 7-1. And if you're just joining us, Jean-Pierre Diaz now working for Norwich in relief. We recorded the final couple of outs in that 6th inning. He'll be greeted by the middle of the order, Nick Lembo, Cam Biller, and Spencer Warfield. 4, 5, and 6 for Lowell. As we get ready to go here in the bottom of the 7th inning, Spinners 7 runs on 10 hits, Norwich 1 run on 4 hits.
The designated hitter, number 7, Jack Quigley.
Norwich meet with Westfield tomorrow, and it is Eric Mathewson, the right-hander out of Eastern Connecticut State. Well, take the rubber, Eastford, Connecticut local. We'll have the baseball tomorrow night for Norwich when they greet the Westfield Starfires. Fastball overthrown from Diaz. Upstairs 1-0. Nick Lembo. Fans, the Burns Agency. Let the Burns Agency simplify your insurance needs. Go to theburnsagency.com to find out more. The Burns Agency, now part of Hub International. Conversation between Miller and Diaz. Sort things out. 1-0 count on Nick Lembo. For Diaz, he's pitching to a 5.18 ERA. This is his 3rd appearance out of the Norwich bullpen. From the full windup, his 1-0 pitch. Outside with the changeup, 2-0. Lembo tonight has been struck out, has singled, and hit into a fielder's choice ground out. 2-0 count on Lembo. Here's the pitch. On the outside corner, fastball pumped in for a strike. Check that. It is, in fact, Jack Quigley batting here. Here's the pitch, 2-1. Bouncing ball, topped foul. So it's 3, 4, and 5 to up for Lowell in this home half of the 7th inning. Spinners on top 7-1 on this Tuesday night. Diaz from the first base side of the rubber. Toe taps, kicks, and turns to the plate. That breaking ball just outside, 3-2. So Quigley today has grounded out on a little dribbler, 2-3, flied out, and as a RBI knock on his single drifted out to center field. Full count, 3-2 on Jack Quigley. Diaz's full count pitch home. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Down by way of the K is Jack Quigley. Diaz gasses the fastball by him. There's one out. All right, that's the pitch for Diaz when he's going. Boy, command of the fastball is everything for 11 and Cray tonight. Norwich as a team 11-13 on the road. And Norwich has got back to 500, 12-12 at Dodd Stadium. Much better at home as of late. And the splits have reversed from the first month and a half of the summer to the last 5 weeks. Unicorns have been a far better club at home. Here's the 1-0. Upstairs, 2-0. It's now Nick Lumbo batting. Working on a 1-for-3 day at the plate. Bats have come out to swing tonight for the Spinners into double digits. Unicorns had their season high 15 hits. This is a fly ball socked in the air out to left field. It's in the range for Jackson Powers, and just underneath it is Lumbo. And there are 2 outs. 2 gone, bring up the first baseman, Cam Biller. Just one more BOGO Tuesday remains at Dodd Stadium, and it is on Tuesday, August 4th, when the Sea Unicorns play host to their in-state rival New Britain B. 6:30 first pitch. You buy one, get one tickets for our Tuesday home game. By purchasing any Seating Bowl ticket, you receive a second ticket of equal or lesser value free. That free ticket valid only for the same game, only available in the Seating Bowl, and they must be purchased at the Dodd Stadium ticket office. 1-0 count on Biller. Diaz is offering. Bouncing ball, it is foul on the third base side. 1-1 on Biller. He's walked as double to left field and is grounded out into a 5-4-3 double play. Diaz trying to make it an inning in 2/3 of scoreless baseball tonight out of the Norwich pen. And the conversation with Zach Itcher, using him in this relief role is, hey, this is a guy that can overpower opposing oppositions and go out there and you can give max effort every pitch. Can't really do that in a starting role. We can just blow away guys every single offering. Here's the 2-1. Tapper foul back on that heater, 2-2. A lot less stamina needed to pitch out of the bullpen. You're not asked to eat up as many innings. Not a real couple rocky starts, and because of it, the Norwich staff reevaluated things, and they want to put guys in a position to succeed where they can really utilize their skill set to their advantage. And for Diaz, it has been in this relief role really good in this situation. On 2-2, that is sliced foul behind the plate. Keep this battle going, and we'll try it again on 2-2. Diaz has been a strike thrower tonight. Spinners today are 3 for 10 with men in scoring position. Norwich has had just 8 men reach base today. 17 for the home side. 2-2. That bounces in there. Overthrown slider, and the count is full. If the inning were to continue, it would mean a chance for Spencer Warfield. This is a guy that has really impressed in his short time in Lowell. And you heard Tim Bauman speak about the number one recruiting tool for any team is the guys that you have on your roster. And That is held true for Norwich. And the pipelines that have been built, wave and a miss, drop third strike. Miller has it. He'll sling it to first and complete the punch out. So John Villar-Diaz has a clean 7th inning out of the Norwich bullpen. It's the 8th inning when we come back. Spinners lead it 7-1 on the Futures League Network. It is streaming live on YouTube. SNSN Sports.
Safe to visit the dentist. In a word, yes, especially if that dentist is Dr. Katzoff and the staff at Griswold Dental Associates. They follow all the latest safety protocols while doing what they do best, taking care of you. From preventive to restorative, your dental care couldn't be in better hands. To schedule your appointment, call Griswold Dental Associates today, 860-376-2626. That's 860-376-2626.
With Jewett City Savings Bank's free access checking account, you get everything you need to take control of your money, including mobile banking, mobile check deposit, and a contactless debit card with mobile wallet. Add a high-yield savings account for even more control. Stop by one of our offices in Eastern Connecticut or visit jcsbank.com to open your account today. Jewett City Savings Bank, member FDIC.
Francis Comio, we're wrapping up his warm-up tosses. We're ready to go in the 8th inning here tonight at LeLACHEUR Park. Spinners on top of Norwich 7-1. Take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard on a Tuesday night around the Futures League. The only team not in action, Nashua, is idle here tonight. It is a 7-4 Bees lead over Worcester. And the Westfield, Vermont game was rained out. On the ground, going to be a tough play past the diving reach of both the third baseman Curran, the shortstop Steed. It leaks into left field. It's a leadoff base knock for
The shortstop, number 20, Kenny Noe.
David Pengel. So it's his second hit of the ball game. And there is plenty of speed on the base pass as Norwich tries to mount something late here tonight. Down to their final 6 outs. Here is C.J. Nolan. Top half of the 8th inning. Francis Comio in relief of Hayden Schmoller. His second inning of relief tonight. Just 5 hits for the Norwich offense. Noe takes up top for ball 1. Noe today has flied out a couple of times and has walked. He's trying to keep the line moving for Jackson Powers, who's on deck. No TJ Bayer. That's in the zone. Awkward check swing for Noe. He was fooled on that changeup. Even the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Noe among the team leaders for Norwich and league leaders in batting average. Swinging at a .333 batting average, his 31 RBI, his team leading. He's batting from the left side. This has been a comfortable spot for him all summer. On 2-1, there goes Pengel. That pitch misses. Outside throw from Gallo is not in time, and David Pengel has swiped a bag. So he's into scoring position. Still nobody out. It's a hitter's count, 3 balls and a strike on Kenny Noe. For Pengel, it's his 12th swipe bag of the summer. He's in scoring position. And a 3 ball, 1 strike count on Kenny Noe. Como brings it set. right on left matchup. Here's the offering home. That's down and in. He lost him. So Noe draws a 5-pitch walk for the second time today. And Norwich has something cooking here in the 8th inning. A couple of men are on. And there are no outs. Here's Jackson Powers. Fans, we head to the finish line tonight at Highway Campers. Home is where you park it. That's the motto for Highway Campers on Route 12 in Plainfield. Family owned since 1967. Camping season is here. Check out their inventory of new and used campers and park models at highwaycampers.com. Remember, home is where you park it. Pengel in scoring position at second, Noe on at first. It's the second spot in the lineup due up. Jackson Powers. Anthony DeFabia is wrapping up his meeting at the mound with the entire Lowell infield defense. We said it. Tomorrow, Eric Mathewson expected to take the hill for Norwich. It will be his 6th start of the summer, his 11th appearance. 1-0 record, 23 1/3 innings worked, 5.01 ERA. His whip locked in 1.5, 21 strikeouts to the 13 walks. The opponents are hitting .269 against him. Right now, Norwich hoping for a little 8th inning magic. That's downstairs, 1-0 on Powers. So the St. Anselm product hoping to kickstart the comeback train tonight. Trail the ball game 7-1. We're in the top of the 8th inning. The pitch, bouncing ball, it's foul on the first base side. It's Francis Como working in relief for Lowell. After 6 quality innings tonight for Hayden Schmoller, he's in line for the win. Hudson Castillo is on the hook for a loss. Should the score hold, the pitch, another big swing, and it's hacked foul on the first base side. 1-2 on Powers. Powers attended Woburn Memorial and the Canterbury School before making his commitment to St. A's Division II collegiate baseball program in Massachusetts. Here's the 1-2 home. Swing and a miss, wiped him out. So a slider takes care of Powers, and there is one gone in the Norwich 8th inning. A good use of pitch mix for the right-hander Como, navigating a little traffic jam in the 8th inning. Sea Unicorns have them at first and second, now 1 out. Here is Mike Fiataroni, who has had a huge summer offensively. And he's got hits in 12 straight ball games entering action tonight. That's hanging in the balance. Behind 1-0 is Como on the Shelton, Connecticut local out of Bryant University. Staying with Sea Unicorns teammate Jack Treat. They'll be teammates at Bryant. He was fooled on that breaking ball. Even the count 1-1. Fiataroni with a team leading .358 batting average. Has driven in 18 runs and is tied for the Futures League lead, 23 steals. On 1-1. That goes to the backstop. Everybody's going to advance the station. Over at third is Pengel, and Noe to second on a wild pitch from Como. And Norwich hoping to strike in the 8th, trail by 6, and a prominent opportunity awaiting Mike Fiataroni. Hitters count 2 balls and a strike. We're in the top of the 8th inning here tonight. Here's the 2-1. That's down and in, 3-1. Well, a big part of this success for Norwich of late has been the free pass. And there has been an open invitation to the first base bag numerous occasions. And Norwich has taken full advantage of it. Hitters count 3-1. Como kicks and deals home. Bouncing ball, topped foul. Over on that first base side, count running full, 3-2. Big pitch set up. Men are at second and third. It's Noe at second, Pengel on at third. And the Sea Unicorns with a prime opportunity here in this 8th inning with 1 out. Against the right-hander, Francis Como. He's set, his offering. That is down the first baseline. It's a fair ball. Pango will score. Here's Noe. Zooming into second is Fiataroni. That throw goes wide. It's cut down by the left fielder, Marco Zerpolo. It's an RBI double. Mike Fiataroni, RBI 19 and 20 of the summer, and Norwich has cut the Spinners' lead back to 4. Also, the free pass hurting Como here in this 8th inning, and the wild pitch produce a couple of runs on the RBI double from Mike Fiataroni and make it a 13-game hitting streak. Here's C.J. Nolan. All right, so the big swing from Norwich has started here in the 8th. A big swing for the fence, strike 1. Nolan up empty. Pulled his head off of it. So the door is swung open here in the 8th inning tonight, and it is coming against the Spinners bullpen, which has really faulted them this summer. There goes Fiataroni. Pitch misses outside, the throw to third. It is high, and give him 24 steals on the summer. League leading for the Bryant Bulldog, and he's ahead another 90 feet. So a real chance for CJ to produce another run as Norwich hopes to pass the baton to JP Kusek on deck. Here's the 5 spot. Nolan takes the heater upstairs, 2-1. Just joining us, it's a 7-3 Spinners lead, but Norwich has come back with a couple of runs on the Mike Fiataroni double. Unicorns with a couple of hits this inning, now up to 6 on the ball game. And Fiataroni with the steal of third, 90 feet away. Como set on the first base side. The pitch down Main Street in for a strike. Across the letters, 2-1. Check that, 2-2. Nolan today struck out twice and flied out. His 4-game hitting streak in the balance. The pitch home, in the air, foul. So Norwich hoping to make a late inning push tonight against Lowell. Trail by 4. We await. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, struck him out. So CJ chases the outside heater, and he's punched out for the second time today. Check that, third time today. And this will bring up JP Kusek. Big at-bat for JP. All right, that's a run you really need before the 9th inning. And Kusek hoping to power it home. Right on right, Kusek with a big swing, and that Curtis Dugar behind the plate. Strike 1. So if there was a moment to get a little closer tonight, this would be it for Norwich. 2 runs in on the Fiataroni RBI double down the line in right field. He just pulled it down the line, and that pull side, something Fiataroni has unlocked this summer. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Kusek takes at the top of the zone, strike 2. High strike just at the top of Kusek's zone. He's 5 feet 7 inches in the righty box. Transfer to Maryland, and he had a prolific career at Fairfield. On 0-2, pitchers count. The offering home, just outside. Good take. And the count moves to 2 ball. Check that, a ball and 2 strikes on JP Kusek. JP, a guy that just competes and battles every single pitch. He's expected to be a big factor in this late season push to the finish line. He fouls back, strike two. Do it again, a ball and 2 strikes. Viataroni aboard at third. Joe DeLanzo, the third base coach here today. Ben Jerome over at first. No Colby Reggione. Zach get your side. Hopes for a little magic late. Down to their final 4 outs, and Kusick fighting here with 2 strikes. Como's 1-2 pitch home. That's hacked foul. Kusick defensive swing, expanded his zone to fight it off, but after taking the high strike 2 earlier, anything close, you know he's going to swing the bat at. And we'll do it again. 1-2 on JP Kusick. It's Norwich and Lowell for the 10th and final time at LeLACHEUR Park. Unicorns hoping to inch a little closer to 500. They need runs. Here's the 1-2. That is lifted to center field. Get down, a base hit. It's a 2-out, 2-strike RBI single. JP Kusick, and the Unicorns have cut the Spinners lead down to 3. Boy, what a at-bat and approach by JP Kusick. Just took what was given to him and just shot it up the middle into center field. And the Unicorns punched back with 3 in the 8th inning. It's 7-4. So JP now with hits in consecutive ball games, and none bigger than this RBI knock with a couple of outs, and he fought off some really tough pitches to make it happen. To the plate, down low. It's Tyler Jones batting now. A hit and a walk today is also grounded out, as the Unicorns hope for more in the 8th inning. Trim the Spinners lead in half. It was once a 6-run advantage, now down to 3. Heater in the zone, strike 1. 2-1 count. There's action in the Spinners bullpen down the right field side. It's a right-hander loosening. And right now it's Tyler Jones hoping to deliver a big swing here in the 8th inning. Norwich trails 7-4. Kusick on. Here's the pitch. Taken for a strike. 2-2. And again, Como has Norwich down to their final strike in the 8th inning. Lowell faithful hoping to guide the right-hander Como through the jam. Kusick, a guy that does not steal bags. A manageable lead at first on 2-2. Jones takes outside 3-2. So the discipline has really improved. Norwich taking a lot more pitches, fouling off a lot more. That has been the ingredients here in the recent surge. Just the little details of the game. There goes Kusick. There's ball 4. So 2 are on now. With 2 outs, inning will continue. Jacob Snyder will come to the plate. And out of the Spinners dugout comes Kevin Graber. He's going to head out to the rubber here. Norwich threatening. It's a call to the bullpen. New arm coming in for Lowell. The tying man coming to the plate. It's Jacob Snyder. Meet the new arm when we come back.
3 years ago, history was made.
Mix and deals. Swing and a miss. There it is. It's over. The Sea Unicorns win. The Futures League runs through the Rose City.
2 years ago, they proved they could do it again.
Third, he's gonna come all the way home and score! The Norwich Sea Unicorns are back-to-back Future League champions.
In 2025, a dynasty was born.
A bouncer, Walsh charges in, he snaps it across the diamond, say goodnight to the Bees. 3 straight championships in the Rose City. Now the Sea Unicorns set sail for another chapter. Spinners go to the bullpen here, and Jacob Snyder will dig into the lefty box. It is the right-hander Brendan Opad out of NJIT and Oak Ridge, New Jersey, will make his Spinners debut, and he enters in a big spot. Sea Unicorns have battled back with 3 in the 8th inning, trailed the ball game 7-4. As the night comes to an end for Francis Como. Inning and 2/3, allows 3 earned runs on 4 hits. Snyder has a hit today. Big swing and a miss on that heater from Opat.
Pitching for your Spinners, number 25, Patrick Fullis.
So it's in fact Patrick Fullis who is the new arm in the ball game. It's not Brennan Opat. There was no 25 listed on our roster when we arrived today. And this is the new addition. Fullis is the new pitcher in this ball game. And he's quickly ahead of Snyder. No balls and 2 strikes. So Norwich going to need something here with 2 outs and 2 strikes against Snyder. Fiataroni and Kusick are aboard. The pitch outside, ball 1. In scoring position at second. Check that is Kusick. It's Jones on at first. And definitely not plus speed on in scoring position. Not going to matter. Swing and a miss. Snyder set down on 3 pitches. And that's going to end the threat here in this 8th inning. So the Sea Unicorns strike for 3. It's 7-4 Lowell. Go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Sea Unicorns Baseball is streaming live on YouTube, SNSN Sports, and the Futures League Network.
Safe to visit the dentist. In a word, yes, especially if that dentist is Dr. Katzoff and the staff at Griswold Dental Associates. They follow all the latest safety protocols while doing what they do best, taking care of you. From preventive to restorative, your dental care couldn't be in better hands. To schedule your appointment, call Griswold Dental Associates today, 860-376-2626. That's 860-376-2626.
With Jewett City Savings Bank's free access checking account, you get everything you need to take control of your money, including mobile banking, mobile check deposit, and a contactless debit card with mobile wallet. Add a high-yield savings account for even more control. Stop by one of our offices in Eastern Connecticut or visit jcsbank.com to open your account today. Jewett City Savings Bank, member FDIC.
We go to the bottom of the 8th inning here tonight. Spinners on top. 7-4 of Norwich. John Diaz comes back out for his 3rd inning of relief work as pitch 2. And check that as pitched an inning and 2/3 here today. Out of the Norwich bullpen, here is Spencer Warfield. So Warfield will dig into the righty box. Diaz has been bringing the heat tonight. Topped out at 92 on our TrackMan data all summer long. Thank TrackMan for all the data they have provided us all summer. Exit velocity, launch angle, pitch type, everything you need to know, the data of the game, thanks to TrackMan. Top exit velocities posted every week on the Futures League social media channels. There's a strike from Diaz on Spencer Warfield. He's struck out and walked his last 2 times. Diaz from the full windup. His slider down and away. And the count moves to a ball and a strike on the center fielder, Spencer Warfield. And he cracks away, strike 2, foul. Nice outing today for Diaz, and if Norwich comes back in the 9th inning, Diaz would be the pitcher of record in line for a victory, but the Sea Unicorns have their work cut out. Halfway there. Another slider missing, 2-2 on Warfield. 3 runs produced in that 8th inning for Norwich. 2 off the bat of Fiataroni and the RBI knock from Kusick to score Fiataroni. A lot of quality at bats. It was all coming with 2 outs and a couple of strikes against both Fiataroni and Kusick. Those are the big hits you need. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Down by way of the K is Warfield. 1 out.
The catcher, number 8, Brett Gallo.
Here's Brett Gallo. He had a RBI double his last time up in the 6th inning. And the Spinners offense has come booming today. 5 extra base hits, and they continue to increase their league lead in doubles this summer. Now up to 77 this year with Lowell to pitch. Bouncing ball, chopped to second. CJ Nolan has the 2-hopper, tosses to first. And Diaz has set the first 2 men down in order. He's retired. It'll bring up the second baseman, Xander Bratspis. So Norwich hoping to visit with the minimum here in this bottom of the 8th inning. When Norwich comes to the plate in the 9th, it'll be 8-9-1 due up. And imagine a potential pinch hitter would factor in that number 8 spot. Has not been Miller's day offensively. He's been sharp defensively, and that's a big element of his game. K-rate has really elevated for him. There's that heater, and it's ruled inside. 2-0. So hitter's count on Bratspis. He's doubled today. Fielder's choice ground out and has popped out to second, right on right. Fastball count, and Diaz goes with the big heater. That's in the zone, strike 1. Well, that's a huge part for Diaz. Location of the fastball, but more importantly, early in counts. A knee-high fastball has him back in it, and he's going to go through the signs once again with Bryce Miller. Henry Ayers is available off the bench, and he has a bat right now in the Sea Unicorns dugout. It appears it's, in fact, Jake Howlett who would get that pinch hit opportunity to begin the Norwich 9th inning. 25 in gray. Theirs is also available if Norwich would like to use him. Howlett swung a hot bat. Here's the pitch. In the air. That is sauteed foul down the right field side. 2-2. So really good stuff tonight from Javier Diaz. He's getting ready for his 30th pitch of the ball game. Has 3 strikeouts. Hoping to make it 2 2/3 shutout baseball. The pitch home, swing and a miss, struck him out. Javier Diaz give him 4 strikeouts. And boy, was he good tonight in relief. 2 2/3 of shutout baseball. And the Sea Unicorns will come to the plate in the 9th inning. They chase 3, trail the ball game. 7-4 comeback effort when we come back on the Futures League Network, streaming live on YouTube, SNSN Sports. The middle, Irizarry charging in, fires to first, no hitter tonight for Hector Alejandro. The Norwich Sea Unicorns are back-to-back Future League champions. Turning around third, coming home to score, it's Fiataroni. Say goodnight to the Bees. Bryce Detweiler calls game in the 12th inning. Walsh charges in, he snaps it across the diamond. Say goodnight to the Bees. 3 straight championships in the Rose City.
Welcome to Sea Unicorns Below Deck, the official podcast of your back-to-back-to-back Futures League champions. I'm your host, Adam Plager. On episode 1, we'll hear from the general manager of the Norwich Sea Unicorns, Lee Walter. And on this podcast, all season long, we'll go behind the scenes, break down all the on-field achievements and everything you need to know Norwich Sea Unicorns related right here at Dot Stadium.
Final chance for Norwich here in the 9th inning. Jake Hallett will lead it off. He will pinch hit in the spot of Bryce Miller. The arm in the ball game for Lowell is Patrick Follis. He recorded the final out for Lowell in the 8th inning. And he's hoping to earn a 4-out save. Begins on Howlett. Big swing and a miss. Strike 1. So that fastball all over the zone. Right on right matchup. Full is set. First base out of the rubber. His offering back with that heater. That is well struck in the air to left field. Deep out by the wall. It's off the wall. Jake Hallett, big round around the first base bag. He'll pull up there. He lasers a leadoff single off the wall. And Norwich has the man on to begin the 9th inning. Jake Hallett continues to mash in the month of July. Surprised that the Sea Unicorns don't pinch run him. So now David Pengel will come to the plate. Norwich hoping to get something going here offensively and continue a late inning offensive surge. It sends Zerpolo back to the wall. The pitch home. Upstairs, overthrown fastball by Fullis, missing for ball 1. Pengel, a guy that can drop down plenty of bunts. That is a big element of his game, and he can leg them out for base hits. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Pengel, big cut, strike 1. So Howlett begins the frame with the leadoff base hit off the wall in left field. Pengel today has a couple of singles. Cuts and misses at strike 2. On deck is Kenny Noe. So Engel hoping to answer here in a 2-strike count. Norwich needs base runners. You don't want to run into and out on the base pass. Surprising to not see Pengel show a bunt early in the count. That's taken away. Here's the pitch. Popped him up in shallow right field. Long run over there. It's going to be the second baseman, Xander Bratspitz, to haul it in, and Pengel retired. 1 out in the Norwich 9th inning. Top of the order, it's Kenny Noe. Noe still looking for his first hit of the ball game. Has walked on 5 pitches in each of his last 2 trips to the plate. Howlett is the base runner on at first. Double play depth for the Lowell defense. Norwich hoping for a 9th inning comeback. Here's the pitch. Fastball in the zone for a strike. Noe thought that missed outside. Curtis Dugar has that in the zone, strike 1. They have to be ready to swing here in the 9th inning. Norwich hoping for a little thunder in the 9th against Fullis. His offering inside corner, strike 2. So Noe squeezed here, and he's quickly down in the count, 0-2. A good start to the inning. Howlett off the wall in left field. He's on at first. 7-4 Lowell in the 9th inning. The right-hander set his pitch home, up top, 1-2. Good take. The patience has been splendid for Noe this summer. Really has a good understanding of his strike zone. And he's hoping to deliver with 2 strikes against him. 1 out, 1 on. Norwich trails by 3. Fullis is set. Right-hander kicks and deals home. Outside changeup, 2-2. Noe 5'10", 180 pounds, the Norwich switch hitter. He's around 20 walks. It's even. Here's the 2-2. In the air, popped him up. Foul territory. That's going to go out into the seats. So now a quality at bat for Noe, who has worked to even the count. Foul off a tough pitch. The more pitches you're able to foul off here of Fullis, well, the expectation is at some point he's going to miss, and you have to unlock that pitch. Howlett not a guy really looking to steal bags. Here's the 2-2. Downstairs at the knees for strike 3, and that was all over the outside corner. So Noe punched out, 2 gone in the Norwich 9th inning, and the final hope in the hands of Jackson Powers. So a knee-high fastball sets down Noe. And Fullis with a chance to end the night for Norwich. It's in the lefty bat of Jackson Powers. He's swinging away. This is going to get dumped into right field, a base hit. So Powers will reach, and corner to corner motoring is Howlett. The Sea Unicorns will bring the tying bat to the plate. It's in the hands of Mike Fiataroni. Just the man you want up. No home runs this summer, and that has not been his approach. Powers runs well, but you are not trying to become a distraction with the big bat up now for Norwich. This is the part of the order you wanted up. Give them a chance. Here it is. Fullis and Fiataroni, and a favorable matchup for the Bryant Bulldog. Right on left with 2 outs, 2 on, tying man at the plate. Fullis offering into the plate, just missed ball 1. Similar spot to the strike 3 call, maybe a fraction of an inch below the knees, ball 1. Powers on at first, Howlett at third. It's 7-4 Lowell, 2 gone in the Norwich 9th. The 1-0. Down and in, 2-0. So right now Fullis not coming near the zone with that 2-seam running fastball. 2-0 count. Hitters count for Mike Fiataroni. Fullis looking in for the sign. Creeping up the third baseline is Howlett. That's in the zone. And taking off for second is Jackson Powers. So all the focus now is right here between Fullis and Mike Fiataroni. Norwich has a couple of ducks in scoring position in the ninth inning. On 2-1. Inside, it almost went to the backstop. It's 3-1. All right, now you can make the argument. Do you elect to give the free base to Fiataroni to visit with Nolan? They're going to stick with this battle. It's a 3-1 count. Fullis is taking his time, and he's yet to bring it set. And that's going to be a pitch clock violation. That's got to be ball 4. And it's a warning to Fullis, so he never brought it set. Counts 3-1 on Fiat. He's hoping to deliver in the ninth inning. The 3-1 pitch tapped back to the screen, strike 2. So Fullis attacked with that fastball knee high. And Fiataroni hoping for a big swing here. He's doubled today, has driven in a couple runs on a 13-game hitting streak. And he's hoping to extend the ninth inning. C.J. Nolan is on deck. It's a full count, 3-2. Set up inside is Gallo. The 3-2 pitch swung on and missed, struck him out. And the Spinners hold on and win it 7-4 here on a Tuesday night, and they win the season series, take 6 of the 10 meetings. So the Norwich winning streak snapped at 2. Spinners win this one 7-4 final. Take a break, step aside. The Sea Unicorns post-game wrap-up is up right after this.
Corn fans, want to watch the Sea Unicorns like a VIP? Book a Dodd Stadium luxury suite, perfect for business outings, birthdays, or a night out with friends. Enjoy indoor and outdoor seating, a flat screen TV, your own private server, and the option to pre-order from our catering menu, all while catching every pitch in comfort. Order your luxury suite today for just $500 for up to 20 guests, or go big with a double suite for $900 and bring 40. Don't miss out. Call now, 860-887-7962, and reserve your suite today.
If you own rental property around here, you know how fast tenant calls, repairs, and rent collection can pile up. That's where Capital Property Group comes in. They handle everything: tenant screening, rent collection, maintenance, repairs, and day-to-day property and association management. Whether it's a long-term rental or a short-term property, they make ownership simple and stress-free. You own the property. They handle the headaches. Learn more at mycapitalteam.com. Capital Property Group, simplifying property ownership.
We're really looking forward to the possibility of working together. Absolutely. We believe this could be a great part.
It's the Sea Unicorns post-game wrap-up. Drop it 7-4 final score here on this Tuesday night at LeLACHEUR Park. Here's how the scoring happened here today. Spinners jumped out early. Xander Bratspis would score the first run of the ball game after a Hudson Castillo balk in the second inning. A wild pitch Biller would score on the balk. Bratspis would later score on a wild pitch, make it a 2-0 game. In the fourth inning, a fielder's choice ground out from Xander Bratspis would produce a Nick Lembo run, and the Spinners had a 3-0 advantage. The offense continuing to roll into that fifth inning on a Jack Steed double to the right center field alley. And the Spinners were on top 4-0, would have their largest lead of the ball game. A little later on in that fifth inning, Jack Quigley RBI knock, make it 5-0. Jackson Powers would get Norwich on the board in the sixth inning on an RBI base hit up the middle. It was 5-1. Spinners would answer right back on a Brett Gallo RBI double to left center field. And then Marco Zerpolo, who had a 3-hit ball game, would drive home Brett Gallo with an RBI single. It was 7-1. Norwich would come back and close the deficit. First, Mike Fiataroni in the 8th inning, RBI double down the line in right field. And J.P. Kusick with a 2-out, 2-strike knock would bring Norwich back within 3. That would be the closest Norwich would come in their comeback effort here tonight. Winning pitcher is Hayden Schmoller. He was really good in his start tonight for the Spinners. Gave Lowell 6 innings of 1-run baseball. He struck out 4, walked 1, and allowed just the 3 hits. The save today to Patrick Fullis, inning in a third on 2 hits. He did not allow any runs. The loss to Hudson Castillo. He falls to 0-1. Lowell Spinners win it on a Tuesday night. 7 runs on 10 hits, and the Sea Unicorns 4 runs on 9 hits, made 1 error. That's going to do it here today. The Spinners win it 7-4, and they also take the season series. 6 of the 10 meetings. They're also very good at home against Norwich. They took 4 of the 5 here at LeLACHEUR Park. Sea Unicorns are back in action tomorrow night, meeting with the Westfield Starfire. 6:30 our first pitch. The pregame coverage gets underway at 6 o'clock local time, as the Sea Unicorns will play host to the Westfield Starfires. It's our penultimate midweek ballpark bundle at Dodd Stadium as we meet our Capital Property Group Sea Unicorn player of the game. It is to the reliever Janvier Diaz. He was lights out of the Norwich bullpen, 2 2/3 of an inning. He struck out 4, did not allow any hits. A dominant performance from Diaz. He earns Capital Property Group player of the night honors here today. Final totals, Spinners win it. 7 runs on 10 hits, no errors. Norwich 4 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. This ball game wrapping up in 2 hours and 48 minutes. For everyone with the Lowell Spinners, thank them for their hospitality tonight. And on behalf of the Norwich Sea Unicorns, I'm Adam Plager saying so long and good night from LeLACHEUR Park. We chat to everyone tomorrow night, 6 o'clock pregame coverage. Our first pitch at 6:30. Once again,